Into overnight, what officers are warning you to do.
6 years since an NDSU student was murdered, why police say they're closer to solving the case than ever before. Plus,
two competing viral illnesses.
Rumors swirling as flu vaccine becomes available. Why local doctors say the misinformation could be deadly. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
time is running out to get your plants inside if you want to save a few of them.
We have a couple of things going on tonight, and one of them is frost. Let's find out if your backyard will be affected. Here's Hutch with our first alert forecast. Hutch?
Yes, a cold front moved through today and it swept out some of that smoky smoke, but now we're left with some very rapidly falling temperatures. Take a look at this, already 37 in Bemidji, where you see the blues, a lot of 30s out there, holding on to some 40s down here to the south. Now, the best chance of freezing conditions where you really want to make sure you bring in those potted plants, it's in the purple here where we have a freeze warning. That's Kittson County. It's up there near the Pembina area and down towards Bemidji, Park Rapids. And look at this. We've split in half Polk County and Becker counties here. The eastern reaches of those counties in the freeze warning. Off to the west, though, there is a frost advisory for the blue counties. I think we could see some patchy frost in and around the FM area heading through the overnight hours. So a lot of us begin our day tomorrow with temperatures in those chilly 30s. I'll have the rest of the cool details for tomorrow. We'll talk about a chance of rain in your forecast as well here in just a few more moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch. People are on guard tonight after two West Fargo neighborhoods were targeted by thieves.
Some of the homeowners thought their small neck of the woods wouldn't be a target for thieves, but quickly learned otherwise.
3 people were caught on camera brazenly going through more than a dozen vehicles. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly tells us how neighbors are reacting.
West Fargo police are searching for these thieves caught on camera breaking into vehicles in the Goldenwood and Elmwood areas.
There he goes back. He went over there in the driveway over there and turned around and parked.
17 break-ins were reported to police Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. Even more people saying they tried to get into their vehicles too.
He's got a wand in his hand. He swipes by the doors to get them to unlock.
Neighbors say they were shocked to see the video and say the thieves took things like money. One person saying a gun was taken.
It's a lot, but obviously these guys were on a mission and knew what they were doing and were after something. So hopefully it doesn't continue to happen and we can catch them.
Neighbors are making sure they are prepared, being more mindful about locking up. People could be seen gearing up with cameras around their home, something they didn't expect to have to do.
Normally it's pretty quiet around here because it's such a small out in the middle of nowhere neighborhood, so I was surprised.
Police are trying to identify the thieves, asking you to call with any information you might have. An important step to stopping these criminals from targeting more people. In West Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
Police also say people become targets because they leave items in their vehicles that are visible to thieves. Take your belongings inside, lock up your vehicles, and call authorities if you have any information on these break-ins.
Authorities say they're closer to solving the homicide of NDSU student Tom Bierson. That's despite the fact they say they have no motive, no suspects, and have made no arrests in the 6-year-old case.
We anticipate that there will be this day where we have the break that we need to have the answer.
Bierson's death certificate lists asphyxiation as the cause of death. However, search warrants filed earlier say the 18-year-old had extensive post-mortem abrasions on his back and buttocks, indicating he was dragged for a distance. If you have any information on this case, you can send your tip to Moorhead Police, 701-451-7660. The history behind Woodrow Wilson High School's name has people in the community calling for change. Fargo Public Schools is asking for name suggestions. As the 28th President of the United States, Woodrow Wilson left behind a racist legacy. He once threw a civil rights leader out of the White House. The district is accepting ideas through the end of the month, and we have a link on our website and the VNL News app. This story has been getting a lot of attention on our Facebook page. What do you think about the change? You can use the Valley News Live Facebook page to let us know.
The city of Bemidji, Minnesota is preparing for a campaign stop from President Donald Trump in less than 48 hours. Multiple groups are organizing protests during the president's visits. Valley News Team's Devin Fry tells us who's planning to protest and where they're expected to be.
Saturday, September 18th. The Great American Comeback event will be held at Bemidji Aviation Services at 6 p.m. However, before the president can speak, there are two large protests planned in the city on Friday morning. One will be a Defend Our Democracy rally held by the group Our Revolution Bemidji. They do not currently have a location announced for their rally, but said they will release that information on Thursday. Another group, Indivisible Bemidji, will also be holding a protest on the day of the event. They have invited people to line up on Paul Bunyan Drive from the large statues of Paul and Babe all the way down to the DFL office. They also emphasized that this will be a non-violent rally. Another form of protest is being held in the digital capacity, where people are buying tickets for the event and then refusing to go, so there will be empty seats at President Trump's event. Now, so far, more than 500 people have responded to the Defend Our Democracy rally, saying that they are going or interested. The group, the Seventh Generation, the Minnesota Green Party, and Black Lives Matter Minnesota are also listed as hosts for the event. They'll be setting up their protest at 2:30 p.m. When it comes to security for these gatherings, the Bemidji Police Department posted on their Facebook page that they've been working with the United States Secret Service. The Secret Service has set up a security zone which covers all properties south of the Bemidji-Beltrami Regional Airport to Highway 2. We reached out to ask about how they'll be enforcing potential protests, but have not gotten a response back. We talked to the Beltrami County Sheriff's Office, who said that the event is in the Bemidji Police Department's jurisdiction, but they would provide support if needed. Reporting from Fargo, Devin Fry, Valley News Live.
The president's event is scheduled to begin at 6 p.m. For more information on the gathering, visit our website. And we've just learned that former Vice President and Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden will be in Duluth on Friday. Biden's campaign did not specify a time, but said he would tour a union training center and speak in the afternoon.
Let's take a look at the COVID-19 numbers. In North Dakota, there are 269 new cases, along with 5 more deaths, bringing the death toll to 177. The active case count is more than 2,500. The positivity rate is at 5.35%. In Minnesota, health officials are reporting 513 new cases of COVID, along with 7 new deaths. More than 1,900 deaths have been attributed to the disease. 79,000 people have recovered.
Rumors are swirling, especially online, that flu vaccines and COVID-19 could have dangerous repercussions. Experts say getting a flu vaccine cannot protect you from COVID-19 or other illnesses outside of influenza. And just because you have had COVID-19 or the flu doesn't mean you do not need to get vaccinated for the flu this year. Doctors are stressing the importance of getting a flu shot more than ever.
The push this year is really get as many people vaccinated as possible so that we don't overburden our health systems again with people that have to be hospitalized for influenza, but we leave those beds and those resources available for people that might have to be hospitalized with COVID. So that's the concern, is that you're going to have 2 competing viral illnesses.
And when it comes to information regarding your health or vaccines, the experts say make sure it's from a credible source like the CDC, or check with your healthcare provider.
A Thief River Falls man turned to the VA when he came across an unmarked grave of a Civil War veteran buried at Greenwood Cemetery. He wanted to get a stone for the grave to pay tribute to the man's service. After months of searching, they found it belonged to Samuel J. Fuller. He joined the Army in 1861 and served with Company B, 4th Minnesota Infantry during the war. He died in Thief River in 1929. Almost a century later, a stone now sits on his grave.
It's essential, to honor those that have served their country, and especially those who have paid the supreme sacrifice. There's really been nothing for this vet, but now there is.
If you see an unmarked veteran's grave, you should call your local veteran service officer.
Check out these images. It's smoke from the raging wildfires on the West Coast reaching the eastern seaboard. This look is from NASA satellite, and it shows clouds of smoke stretching coast to coast. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says the smoke made its way east in 2 different directions. Some of the smoke also drifted into Canada. The wildfires have led to hazardous air quality along parts of the West Coast, but air quality in most of the eastern part of the United States is not affected.
Still ahead tonight, wildlife moving into once thriving neighborhoods. We'll show you the devastation caused by Tropical Storm Sally.
But next, it looks like a very chilly night ahead of us after a cool day across the region today. 10 degrees subpar in Fargo and Grand Forks. I'll have details on when we warm up. We'll talk about some rain tomorrow as well. That's next.